Hey, Wastelanders. So, just thought I would update people with a tutorial on how to create circular builds anywhere in the air. This is something I've actually been doing for a long time, and it's how I make my like UFO builds that have got the merged stairs in them. And I thought that I would update it so that you can get a sense of actually how easy it is. This tutorial is actually really short. It's in two parts. The first part is this, which I'm showing you, and the second part is actually how to flip the stairs, which I've posted before, but thought that I'd update a little bit. So, as you can see, what I've done is I've placed 10 foundations down into a circle, a shape, and now I'm placing stair gantries all the way around. The stairs are facing outwards, as you can see. And the reason that that's important is just so that when they all flip and merge together, that in fact that they just make a more pleasing shape. That's pretty much the only reason why. So this is the trick. It's incredibly simple. Once you have placed them down, you then place a stair post in the center of each of those gantries, like so. Now, once you've placed these, we're going to go and do the blueprinting thing, because obviously the flip trick works because of, well, blueprinting. The algorithm looks for how to place an object based on an object that shouldn't be there. So in this case, the object that shouldn't be there is the stair post, because it's not really meant to be placed in that position on a stair gantry. So go ahead and blueprint all of these guys. You'll notice perhaps that I'm showing you an example which has got 10 foundations. That's fine. You can make them at 8, you can make them at 10, 12, and 16. 16 really kind of almost fills a camp area. Now watch this. I'm going to go into the blueprints and I'm going to go and flip that thing. But, spoiler, it fails. You can see only one of them flipped here. Now, this is actually quite common now for me, and it's actually because of a change, I think, in the algorithm. It never used to be this way, but there's an easy fix. So go back to where you made the structure, take the foundations, and then rotate them. Sometimes they won't take, and that's fine. Just leave them as is. And then walk around the circle, simply rotating them. Sometimes you're going to want to, oh, I had to leave a team here. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to do daily ops now. So basically, if it happens that they don't all flip, then come back and rotate these. Now, some of them will rotate, as I said, some of them won't. What you can do is when one won't rotate, you can like grab the stair post, remove it, as I do in this example here, and then, try and place it again. But in the way that I've been playing with it, it seems to kind of not matter. It seems that the thing that matters is that you kind of turn it, and then it just works, as Chad would say. I'm not sure why. But the upshot is that if you find that it doesn't automatically place, just come back, rotate them until they are in a slightly different position, replace stair posts if necessary, and then re-blueprint that whole thing. Now, once you've re-blueprinted it, we're just going to quickly go over and I'll demo how it works. What I need to do before that, of course, is to actually go and remove all of these that are in the air just floating. And once it's all removed, you'll be able to place it. So let's go back to our blueprints, go back to the flip 10, place it in the air, and boom, there you have a flipped 10 merged stair. And again, you can do this with 8, you can do this with 10, you can do it with 12, you can do it with 16. And it's just a really handy trick because once this is done, you can use it in a variety of ways. Of course, because it lets you create a circular structure like up above the ground. It means you can use like the doorway trick where what I'm doing here is I'm going to place doors where the outside of the gantries are, but you can place doorways. And as you know, probably doorways absolutely can just be left in place when they're attached to something, and you can remove the stair gantries. So there you have it. That's pretty much all you need to know to do the stair merge. It's basically another variation on the flip method. It's just that in this case, it doesn't use the doorways as the circular flip does, which is linked in the video here above, but it uses the stair post. So same logic, it needs to attach to something, and it can't. So if that's all you wanted to see, you can turn off now, and I hope that you have fun. But if you stick around, here's a bonus tutorial on merging stairs. So what I'll begin with here is, if you don't know a good method already, just a good method on how to make a really perfect circle. So the way that I do it, I'm on console. It's a lot easier for PC players, but the way that I do it is I begin by placing the 3 foundations, remove the center, and now I'm standing right in the middle of the foundation that I'm on. I pick up from the center that foundation and then rotate it just 45 degrees so that it's kind of nicely lined up. You see I use the transparent line. That's why I'm using the quadrant foundations. And then you build out from that edge on each of the directions. And what that's going to do, as you'll notice in a moment, is provide you with like a really simple way to get a perfect circle. So that's one direction. Now we need to do the other direction, right? Because we've got one. So we go back and into the center from there and place outwards from the edge. Again, there you go, from the middle, and there you go. So after you've done this, it's really quick actually to make a perfect circle. Then you're going to do what I just showed you in the prior part of the video, which is to go ahead and place down your stair gantries. And the stair gantries, when placed, are going to provide basically the working structure to flip the stairs. So place your stairways around them in this kind of inward facing loop. Now you're going to go and place stair posts on the top of these gantries. So if you don't already know, stair posts can float. So you stack 3 on top of each other, remove the 2 below it, and then repeat that process around all of the gantries. So now let's look at the gantry skeleton. We're going to place those all around. And the reason is because we need some stairs that are going to go down. So again, in the center of the stair gantry, just attach them. They'll attach nice and neatly to the posts because apparently that's a thing in building. If you're on PC, this is really easy. You can get really perfect circles, but nevertheless on console, totally doable. Now that you've got those, what you're going to do is go on, put all of those stairways facing downwards. Now the stairways I'm using here are just the standard ones, and that's important if you want to build in other people's camps. Otherwise you can leave it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is go ahead and blueprint as ever. So in this case, we want to blueprint the stairs going upwards. You can also blueprint them going downwards. So to blueprint them going upwards, what we want to do is to place posts again on all of these stair gantries we placed, because that's what lets them float and be free floating and not attached to foundations, which we need them to be. So once you've gone and placed all of those, now you blueprint them. So go ahead, blueprint the post and the gantry and just move around the whole thing and blueprint all of them. Now, the wonderful thing about this flip is that it just works, as Chad would say. Now go ahead and blueprint the stairs that are going up. And once you've done that, as you probably have guessed, you blueprint the ones that are going down from the stair gantries that you've placed at the top. Now, when you do that, just don't blueprint these guys. The top gantries remain as they are. You're just blueprinting the top stairs, the bottom stairs, the bottom gantries, and the posts that are on the bottom. Now that you've blueprinted that, what you're going to do is just go ahead and place it somewhere. And there you go. It's placed. What you now see are those top stairs all merged together. Now that's the guy that you're going to want to blueprint. And you blueprint that because you can now place them onto the circle structure that I showed at the beginning. Or onto a set of foundations that you place on the ground. They basically create this beautiful hyper-geometrical shape, and, well, they're more pretty than they are functional. Of course, once placed, you can then turn these into other stairs to kind of create a look. I tend to use the big fat Nuka stairs, not Nuka stairs, the big fat vault stairs. So anyway, that's it. I hope that this was good. Emma, I hope that this fills in a bit of a gap for you. And remember, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. You want to. All right, later on.